Greetings our dear Filipinos. I am Space Commander Zarn from a planet that is unknown to Earthlings as we are too close to the Sun for you to imagine that we exist. However, our world resonates to the frequency of the 6th, 7th dimensions and beyond. I say 6th, 7th because some of our world resonates to the 6th dimension and some of our world resonates to the 7th dimension. You have a similar situation on Earth in that some of your world resonates to the 3rd dimension, and some of your world resonates to the 4th dimension. Our 6th dimensional world is much like your 3rd dimensional world in that it is where we wear a body, as opposed to wearing our ethereal shape. Again, this situation is similar to your world in that we wear our body shape while we interact with our society, as well as when we interaction with beings from realities that resonate to the 4th, 5th dimensional realities. We see that more and more of you are becoming what we call body wearers. That is, instead of being your body you are realizing that you resonate to a higher frequency than your physical form. Therefore, even while you still choose to wear a 3rd dimensional physical earth vessel, you are remembering that you are simultaneously wearing a 4th dimensional astral body and a 5th dimensional light body. In other words, you are beginning to remember that you are much more than the physical body that you wear. More and more, you are remembering that your consciousness is quickly expanding to include the concept of you merging your 4th and 5th dimensional expressions of self. You are even having conscious experiences of being a higher dimensional version of your multidimensional self. Therefore, you are beginning to have experiences of being the you who resonates beyond the limitations of your 3rd dimensional physical form. It is for this reason that we have decided to attempt to first contact with your species. All of us galactics, as we call ourselves, who resonate to our 6th dimensional body and our 7th dimensional aura, as well as those of us who are wearing a 7th dimensional body and an 8th dimensional aura, are fully informed about the ongoing transmutation of planet Earth into a higher frequency of resonance. We have happily observed that more and more 3rd dimensional humans are remembering their higher expressions of self have merged with their higher dimensional aura. Therefore, they can more effectively overlight the expression of themselves that has volunteered to take an earth vessel, which is of a lower frequency than the vessel they are wearing in the higher dimensions. We, the members of your galactic family, are aware of the fact that your planet, which you call Earth, is preparing herself for a planetary shift out of the 3rd, 4th dimensional realities of time and space, and into the 5th dimensional realities of here and now. However, few of you are aware of how much your reality will change once you make the shift from your 3rd, 4th dimensional reality of time and space. Also, you may not be aware of what a difference it will make in your life, and your reality, once you release your addiction to the 3rd dimensional illusions of time and space, as well as the 3rd dimensional illusion of separation. As your consciousness expands beyond the habit of perceiving reality as based on time and space, and allow yourselves to perceive reality as being based on the now and here of the higher dimensional worlds, your perception of reality will be completely transformed. More and more of you are becoming aware of the fact that there are realities that exist beyond your 3rd dimensional physical, time and space. In fact, many of you are remembering the 4th dimensional, astral world during the experiences that you are having while asleep and during meditations. These realities beyond time and space are inhabited by what many of you humans call ETs, or extraterrestrial beings. You are, indeed, correct that we, the beings who resonate to the 5th dimension and beyond are extraterrestrial. In your language, extraterrestrial means originating, existing, or occurring outside of the Earth or Earth's atmosphere. However, we would prefer to call ourselves the multidimensionals. You see, the 5th dimension is still encapsulated in an energy band of light. It is only when your world resonates to the 7th dimension, and beyond, which has none of the limitations that you perceive in your 3rd, 4th dimensional Earth, that you are totally free of the 3rd, 4th dimensional habits of perception, attention and time, space. The sixth dimension serves as a buffer, as well as a connector, between the world of the fifth through first dimension in which form is common. You see, in our seventh dimensional and beyond reality, form is something that you wear in the same manner that you wear clothes while you are in a third-dimensional body. You may go around your home without wearing any clothes, but you would put them on if you were to go into what you call your physical world. In the same manner, we choose to wear a form when we communicate with those who resonate to the third, fourth dimensions. We are pleased to see that more and more of you humans are beginning to consciously wear your fifth-dimensional form. It is your fifth-dimensional form that is the crossover form that you will wear until you have adapted to wearing the seventh-dimensional formless form. In the same manner that you may choose to walk around your home without clothing, we often choose to walk around our homes with the no form of our sixth-dimensional and beyond self. Often we choose to not wear a form while we are preparing to release our attachment to our lower dimensional forms. Just as you have a fourth and fifth dimensional form that can only be perceived by others who are also wearing a fourth and fifth dimensional form, we have a sixth and seventh dimensional form that can only be perceived by those who are wearing that frequency of form, or above. Those of us who resonate to a sixth dimensional form and a seventh dimensional aura are in the same process of transmutation that you are. However, you are shifting from your third dimensional form and your fourth dimensional aura, and into a higher frequency of a fifth dimensional form and a sixth dimensional aura. Within this now, we are shifting from our sixth dimensional form and seventh dimension aura into our seventh dimensional form and our eighth dimensional aura. We realize that our statements can seem very confusing to those who are only aware of their third-dimensional form. In fact, until one is able to accept the concept that their form is third-dimensional, but their aura is fourth-dimensional, it will be difficult for them to even begin to consider the possibility of wearing a fifth-dimensional form, and a sixth-dimensional aura. However, a fifth-dimensional light form has a form, but it undulates and shifts with your every thought and emotion. Yes, you will still have thoughts and emotions in the higher dimensions, but they will be thought of as communication, rather than something that goes on within our body. Gaia, your planet, no longer uses a language that has any degree of separation from her planetary body or her planetary inhabitants and humans. Gaia has chosen to do so in an attempt to teach her humans, who somehow became the ruling species on her planet, to release their need to have a form of communication that is based on separation of communicators, separation of thoughts, emotions and words, and separation of the time and space. Once these separations are merged, time and space will quickly transmuting into now. Once your time and space are not separated into two different concepts, humans will begin to be able to move beyond the third, fourth-dimensional consciousness of the separation of time and space and enter into the fifth-dimensional unity consciousness of here and now. Just as the creativity and dreams of your fourth-dimensional human self can expand your awareness to embrace the fifth dimension, fifth-dimensional thinking and communing can expand your awareness into the sixth and seventh dimensions. It is the rules and regulations of a third, fourth-dimensional society that often limits one from allowing themselves to think in a fifth-dimensional manner. In a fifth-dimensional reality the separation of people and concepts do not exist. In the same manner that your third, four-dimensional self may choose to wear different clothing from the other humans, your fifth-dimensional self may choose to wear a different form than others. Also, in the same manner that a third, fourth-dimensional being can choose to change their clothes, their thoughts and their emotions, a fifth-dimensional being can choose to change the frequency of their body, the frequency of their thoughts, and the personal resonance which creates what you third-dimensional know as emotions. Yes, we, the multidimensional, interdimensional, timeless spaceless expressions of your expanded self, still have a version of thoughts and emotions. However, our thoughts and emotions are not something we keep inside ourselves, as we are all clairvoyant, clairsentient, and clairaudient. Therefore, we all can see what everyone sees. We all can feel what everyone feels, and we all can hear what everyone hears. In other words, the separation of your third, fourth dimensional world no longer exists at the frequency rate of our reality. Yes, all beings exist within the frequency band of reality that matches the frequency of the resonance of their thoughts and emotions. These frequency bands are the forerunner to prepare them to understand and merge with the fifth and higher dimensions that resonate beyond the third, fourth dimensional realities. These higher frequencies of reality have totally different operating systems from the reality that those on Earth are now experiencing. It is for this reason that we are beginning to educate you about higher dimensional worlds. However, more and more of the beings on Earth, we say beings as there are many beings who are far more evolved than humans, have remembered how to jump frequency bands according to their desire. Just as you third dimensionals can switch the channels on your radio or TV when you wish to have a different experience, the higher dimensionals, as we will call them here, can switch their frequency of consciousness to match whatever frequency of reality they wish to perceive and or interact with. Those of you who are obsessed with our starships are the same ones who join their other self on the ship, or on their homeworld when they sleep or expand their consciousness in some manner. No, you may not remember your higher dimensional experiences because it can only be remembered by your higher frequencies of consciousness and your higher dimensional brain waves. You have all chosen to keep many of these higher dimensional secrets from your Earth self because you are concerned that knowing these secrets might make your third dimensional, physical world even more confusing. Also, knowing this information could separate you from many people who are not ready to remember this interdimensional information. If you look back on Earth's history, you will see that change into new concepts, new manners of thought and new kings of communication are often criticized and generally ignored. This situation is the work of the Illuminati, who still have a toehold on Earth. However, the influence of these power over others groups will be diminishing more and more as Gaia's innate frequency rate moves more and more into the fifth dimension and beyond. There are those, of course, who will not choose to expand their consciousness enough to join the higher frequencies of reality that will be pooping up like spring flowers. That is, of course, their choice. Also, there are still many planets that do not resonate to a frequency beyond the third, fourth dimension, and are still resonating only to the third dimension. We galactics think of these planets as kindergarten, for humans that are not ready to move into a higher frequency of reality. Often, they are not ready to make this shift because, in the fifth dimension, they will no longer have the option to live by power over others. Many of these persons who desire to have power over others, have failed their ascension on their former home world. Also, many of these persons will likely fall out of Gaia's ascending reality because Earth's rising frequency will become too high for them to resonate to. Of course, they do not want to give up their many power over others endeavors. In fact, some of them are trying for a final takeover within your third-dimensional version of Earth. What they do not realize is that they cannot take over what they cannot perceive. Since these lost ones can only perceive, and believe in, the third dimension, they will not perceive the birthing and expanding fifth dimensional and beyond realities that will be blooming on New Earth like spring flowers. Humanity, who has gone through many, many dark cycles on Earth, has learned that, if you don't perceive it, you won't live it. Now this works for some situations, but in order to be the master of your perceptions, you must be the master of your state of consciousness. To not experience the darkness and fear of your changing reality, you need to have personal power over your personal consciousness. If you just put your head in the sand, you will not know how to raise your conscious so that you can perceive higher dimensional realities. You also will not know what to stand up for in order to expand into your own higher frequencies of self. One very important key to expanding your frequency is to remember that if you refuse to participate in any power over others situation, and chose to focus on service to others, you will find and expand your own power within. However, if your power within is only used to serve yourself, your consciousness will not be able to expand beyond the fourth dimension. This is because your fifth-dimensional consciousness is the key to opening your awareness to your multidimensional self. If you look at your Earth history, you will see that those who chose to live their life in service to others were the ones who became the ascended masters. On the other hand, those who chose to live their life in service to self were either taken down, or they died alone with no one who cared for them. Dear Gaia is based on the operating system of energy out is energy back. What that means is that what you put out into your world will eventually find its way back to you. Therefore, if you are a loving, giving person, eventually you will receive love and giving from others. On the other hand, those who spent their lives in service to self will eventually find that they will not have anyone to assist them. Conversely, those who used their inner power as power over others will find that, eventually, they will lose their power within. Some of these self-serving persons seemed to live the good life, but when they leave their earth vessel during what you call death, their resonate frequency will only be able to merge with the lower astral plane. I, Commander Zartan, have overseen Earth for many of what you call years. Even if these lost ones managed to keep their body alive for many years, when they finally died to that body, their spirit could only merge with the frequency of reality that was their primary resonance while they were alive. I wish to now inform you that I, Commander Zartan, speak to from our fleet of starships. Many of us have volunteered to take Earth vessels to assist dear planet Gaia. Therefore, we know what challenges you face on that dimension. However, you are also alive within a now in which humanity could possibly experience the process of greatly expanding their consciousness. 1's consciousness has the ability to consciously direct their attention towards that which they wish to create in their life, as well as assist them to not participate in that which they do not wish to experience. All of you humans also have the ability to remember your true, multidimensional self, and, hopefully, you will assist others to remember their true multidimensional self. We see that many of you are choosing to assist others to remember their self, as well. For that we say, thank you for the support that you are providing your world. In fact, we invite you to join us on our starships whenever you feel that you need information, assistance, rest and/or recreation. In fact, we see many of you visiting our ships in your night bodies. Therefore, from all of us on the many starships who are orbiting Gaia, to all of you who are on assignment to assist Gaia we say, thank you for your much-needed planetary service. Our dear Filipinos, we warmly invite you to visit our ship while wearing your higher dimensional Earth vessels, and/or during what you call sleep. Blessings from Commander Zartan.